Regret all of that medical training?
No, not at all. Funnily enough, it's come in vaguely useful over the last 2 years because I reckon bluntly I've got rather more medical training than the vast majority of the cabinet, which is a bit unfortunate. I mean, admittedly, mine's decades old, but nevertheless, I think that, we tend to have politicians, ministers in this country, even health ministers, who know nothing, have no domain knowledge. And so they have been quite unable to interrogate SAGE and the other public health scientists and epidemiologists properly, and are, I think, intimidated by the science. And this is one of the reasons why they've rolled over when it's come to all the restrictions and so forth.
I think it's very understandable, as you said, given that politicians don't have medical training, that they would struggle to probe the advice given by SAGE, although I would argue that there have been some top medics who also haven't asked questions. GPs and consultants in the NHS who, in my view, have gone along with the cosy COVID consensus.
I agree. I'm afraid to say I think there's been a great deal of groupthink and consensus thinking, and anyone who's been a contrarian, they've been demonised. And even if you, for example, like me, are essentially doubtful about the harms of lockdowns, you're branded an anti-vaxxer. I'm actually vaccinated and I'm not an anti-vaxxer. Yeah. But I do think that things like closing schools and neurotic fear, all the propaganda that's been pumped out has led to a great deal of harm. And the collateral damage with things like other medical treatments not seen to cancer and heart disease and so forth, because the NHS has become obsessed in a monomaniac fashion with one disease, is not been the right policy.